This is Daisy Margaret.
In today's video, we are about to discuss Class 8, Unit 18, Organization of Life, Part 5. In Part 4, we discussed about mechanism of breathing and we studied about exhalation and inhalation and exchange of gases in alveoli, and we discussed about the differences between inhalation and exhalation. In Part 5, the topics to be discussed are physiological processes, homeostasis, diffusion, osmosis. Physiological processes, the ways in which biomolecules, cells, tissues, organs, and organ systems work together to accomplish the complex goal of sustaining life are called physiological processes. So, what is a physiological processes? The functions of living organisms and their parts and their physical and chemical factors and the process involved. So, the ways in which the biomolecules, cells, tissues, organs, and organ systems they work together to accomplish the difficult goal, that is sustaining life, which is called as physiological processes. Homeostasis. Homeostasis is a property of human biological system where the self-regulating process tends to maintain the balance for the survival. The regulation takes place in a defined internal environment. Homeostasis, it is the ability of the body to maintain a stable environment. Despite the changes in the external condition, the ability of the body to maintain a stable environment. Homeostasis is a relatively constant state maintained by the body. The body will maintain a stable internal environment. For example, if the external temperature is cold or hot, the internal temperature of the body will remain constant. That is, it will be up to 98.6 degree Fahrenheit, or in Celsius it is 37 degree. Mammals are capable of maintaining constant temperature despite the changes in the external temperature. Behavior and physiological responses are two important regulating mechanisms that maintain the stability of homeostasis. Regulates is to control. These are the two important things that will control the mechanisms and it will maintain the stability of homeostasis. So mammals, they are capable of maintaining a constant temperature even if there is change in the external temperature. In simple terms, it could be referred as a balance in a system to maintain a stable internal environment for the survival of the animal. If the homeostasis regulates successfully, life continues, or if unsuccessful, death or disaster occurs. All the processes of integration and coordination of the function are mediated by nervous and hormonal system. So, in simple terms, it is the balance in a system to maintain a constant internal environment for the survival of the animal. So, if the homeostasis regulates successfully, the life continues. If it is unsuccessful, it may occur to death or some other disaster. The liver, kidney, and brain, hypothalamus, autonomic nervous system, and the endocrine system help to maintain homeostasis. Maintenance of fluid concentrations, body temperature are done by various biophysical and biochemical methods. So, the maintenance of the body fluid concentrations, concentration is the ratio of the solute in a solution to either solvent or a total solution. So, human beings are warm blooded in nature, that is, they maintain their body temperature constant. So, when the body temperature rises, sweat is produced to bring the body temperature down. When the body temperature lowers, heat is produced by the muscular work by shivering. This is an example for homeostasis. The control of blood glucose level is another example in which insulin hormone is secreted whenever the blood glucose level rises, and glucagon hormone is secreted whenever the blood glucose level reduces. So, the control of blood glucose level is another example for homeostasis. Diffusion. Diffusion is the movement of particles from an higher concentration to lower concentration. The overall effect is to equalize concentration throughout the medium. Diffusion is nothing but it is the movement of particles from an area of higher concentration to a lower concentration. So the overall effect is to equalize the concentration throughout the medium. So let us see examples to understand clearly. Examples of diffusion include perfume filling a whole room and the movement of small molecules across a cell membrane. One of the simplest demonstrations of diffusion is adding a drop of ink to water. So you can see here we are adding a drop of ink to the water. So what happens here? First the water is clear. Then after you drop ink to the water, after you drop ink to the water, you can see the diffusion happening here. You can see the movement of particles from a higher concentration to a lower concentration. After some time, the water becomes blue, that is due to the diffusion. Another example for diffusion, before saying that, you can see here, so this is the position of the particle before diffusion and this is the position of the particles after diffusion. Diffusion is movement of particles from a higher concentration to a lower concentration. What will happen when an incense stick is lit up in a room? How do you feel? The fragrance spreads over the entire room. The movement of molecules or ions is from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. You can smell incense stick after lighting because the smoke diffuses in the air and makes its way to your nose. So you can see the smell spreading over the entire room. That is because of the movement of molecules or ions is from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. Let us think of the following. How does the smell spread in the entire room? Does the smell spread uniformly in the entire room? So this happens because of diffusion. Can you give any other examples? There are other processes in which substances move in liquid medium. For an example, when a tea pack is immersed in a cup of hot water, the tea powder particles disperse into water by diffusion. So another example, the diffusion that is happening in a liquid medium is, we are taking the example as a tea pack immersed in a cup of hot water. We are immersing a tea pack in the cup of hot water. So the tea powder particles, it will get distributed into the water by diffusion. Do you know the mixing of foodstuffs and digestive juices in the gut occurs by diffusion? Exchange of respiratory gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide between blood and tissue fluids, between tissue fluid and cells also occurs by diffusion. Osmosis. Osmosis is the movement of solvent particles across a semi-permeable membrane from a dilute solution into a concentrated solution. The solvent moves to dilute the concentrated solution and equalize the concentration on both the sides of the membrane. A semi-permeable membrane is it allows only a certain amount of molecules or ions to pass through it through the process of diffusion. So osmosis, it is the movement of solvent particles across this semi-permeable membrane from a dilute solution into a concentrated solution. What is a dilute solution? To make a liquid thinner or less stronger by adding water. The solvent moves to dilute the concentrated solution and it will equalize the concentration on both sides of the membrane. The movement of liquids in and out of cells is dependent on the concentration of the solution surrounding it. There are three types of situations in which this could vary. So, the movement of liquids in and out of the cells is dependent on the concentration of the solution that is surrounding it. Okay, so we have three types of situations. They are isotonic, hypotonic, and hypertonic. Let us discuss about them in detail. Isotonic, here the concentration of the external and internal solution of the organism are the same. So both the concentration externally and internally, the solution of the organism are same. In isotonic, the concentration of external and internal solution of the organism are the same. Hypotonic, here the external solution concentration is less compared to the concentration of the inner solution of an organism. In this case, water will rush into the organism. Hypertonic, here the external solution concentration is greater than the concentration of the inner solution of an organism. In this case, the water will rush out of the organism. These are the three types of situations. So, isotonic, here the concentration of external and internal solution of an organism are same. Hypotonic, here the external solution concentration is less compared to the concentration of the inner solution of an organism. In this case, the water will rush into the organism. Hypertonic, here the external solution concentration is greater than the concentration of the inner solution of an organism. In this case, water will rush out of the organism. This is the osmosis in red blood cells. Summary of the video, we discussed about homostasis, diffusion and osmosis. This is to be continued. If you like the video, please do like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.